welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amelia. Yeah, that's how I say my name. Amelia, and if I upload book content such as reading vlogs, reading wrap-ups, all that kind of content, you name it. If you enjoy that kind of content, then please give this video a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, please follow my social medias that I linked down below, and without further ado, let's just get on with this video. Okay, if you can hear that sound, I have a fan on, and that is why it is quite warm. It's not like as hot as it has been, but it's warm. Anyway, if you couldn't tell by the title, we are here with the June wrap up and our July TBR. This is gonna annoy me because my hair's getting in my face. I'm gonna do it in the heat just for the fun of it. So be grateful that I'm sitting here boiling hot doing this video. But we are here with our June wrap up and our July TBR, and I'm very excited to be here doing this for you because I've read actually some good books in June, and I still can't believe we are basically halfway through the year now. You're watching this on the 6th of July, and we're just gonna make a point. So you're watching this, I'll be by the time you're watching this, I will be on a flight to New York, so I can't guarantee I'll be posting about this on time, but I'll post about it when I land or whatever, whenever I can. But I'm going to New York, guys. So all I can say is in a couple of weeks time, you're going to start getting New York vlogs. I'm going to do 2, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be vlogging 2. I'm going to do 2 vlogs. So we're going to do half a week in one vlog and half a week second vlog, because it just makes sense for me and it kind of splits up. I am so excited to do this vlog for you, to do that vlog for you. Anyway, this is not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the books I read in June and the books I'm going to hopefully read in July. But we'll talk about the TBR and what I'm going to do when it gets to the TBR part. We're going to talk about the books I read this month. So I've read 7 books in July. We're not in July yet, June. 7 books is quite a good reading month, and to be honest, I read quite a few of them within a week because I've done a challenge this week and I've been off work this week. So that's kind of helped me get through them, I will be honest with you, but I'm still very happy that I've completed 7 books in the month. And can we just say, out of all of them are off the TBR for June. I didn't pick up anything else from my cart, just the books I needed to read for the month of June. There are still 2 books I didn't get to, and I won't get to by the end. Today is the 28th of June, bear with me. Okay, whilst I wait for my friend to get back to me, because with basically at the same point we filmed this, I'm keeping an eye for my friend to message me because we're doing show week and we've got a party tomorrow. Anyway, the topic. I'm so proud of myself. For every book I read this month, the 7 books are all off the TBR for the month. And if you watched last week's video, for me tomorrow's video, you're gonna see me read 3 and a bit of them for a video, and then the other ones are actually in another video that is coming next week, so just keep an eye out for that. So we're gonna try and talk about it as brief as possible, but at the same point we'll talk about it. So we're gonna talk about the first book I read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. Honestly, this review is all I need to give you, is a silent review, because I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I wasn't sure what to expect going into it because it's young. I know it was like her young adult fantasy. It's the first in the series, and it's so confusing because there's so many different ways to read this book, whether it be you start with Assassin's Blade, or you put Assassin's Blade 4th, or you just read it in order you get it. I was so torn, but a lot of my friends, people I spoke to on Instagram, told me to read it with Throne of Glass first. So I did, and I'm really happy I did because I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed finding out the story about Celaena Sardothien, who is an assassin, a famous, well-known assassin, who gets picked up by oh my god, what's his name? Dorian, to be his kind of like champion in this challenge, these trials things that are happening. And then you also have Carl, who is the guard, something, this is how tired I am. My brain is not working. I wrote this down yesterday. Captain of the guards. And there's like a love triangle between the two of them. Between him and Dorian and Celaena, but also I just love it because Celaena's been taken by Dorian to train to be the king's champion, which then reduces her sentence in Endovia, which is like the prison for them. And honestly, I really enjoy this book. There's so much to it, and it's obviously the first book in the series. You're getting to know you're getting to know the whole story. It's world building. There's so much to it, but I am obsessed. When I say obsessed, this book, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star. 4-star. I think it is just done very well. It was written perfect. Like, she's got a way of writing something that makes you want to just continue to read, and I had that. I do say the first 20%, it was slow. I was like, okay, can we get into it? But once I got into it, I was like, okay, now I don't want to put this down. And there was times when I was just like, okay, I want to read. To get my full glimpse of this, watch my can I finish my TBR video that was out last weekend. I wanted to do it as the first one because like if I don't read it now, I'm probably not going to pick it up. And I am so glad to be back into another universe of hers because I really missed reading Sarah J Maas's writing after the ACOTAR series, because that series just has me in a chokehold still. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to get into this 8-book series, but I'm happy I've read the first one. So then the next one I picked up was Carrie Soto Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book has finally come off my TBR. Can we just get a moment of a round of applause? This has been on my TBR since the day I bought it, since the day it came out. So release date, which I think was 2022. Yeah, it was published in 2022. It came out in 2022. I picked it up on release date, and it's now 2024, and I hadn't read it yet. I remember picking it up because I was like obsessed with her. Like, she was one of the first authors I got into when I got back into reading. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. But oh my god, it took me so long to read this book. Finally, I'm so glad it's now off my TBR. I will say I didn't love it. I did enjoy it at points. I enjoyed the relationship Carrie has with her dad. And it makes a moment in the book really break your heart because of that relationship. However, there's a lot in Spanish in this book, and if you can't speak Spanish or don't understand a word in Spanish, which I can't, it's very hard to understand what they're saying. Some of it you kind of, as the book goes on and you hear them say it so many times, you're like, okay, I kind of understand what they're saying, but I'm not 100% sure. But I will be honest, the Spanish bit just threw me out. I was like, there's a lot of Spanish in this book. I actually ended up listening to a lot of it as an audiobook until my audio credits ran out, because it was just a lot easier to listen to than to read physically, because of the Spanish. However, it was good, and I understood the premises, and I can understand why people love this book as well. This book, you're following Carrie Soto, who is a world famous tennis player. She's been training since she was a child. Or she doesn't really understand the word of lose. She doesn't lose gracefully. She's very much a big like, I'm gonna win. And she then retires because of like her knee. She has a knee injury. She has to retire, and then Nikki, I think it's Nikki Chan. I'm pretty sure it's Nikki Chan. Yeah, Nikki Chan, it's kind of like her nemesis, the person who she needs to beat. So she comes back out of retirement to then play Nikki Chan. It is a really good story. There's a lot of character growth in this, and I really do enjoy her. What's her name? Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing when it comes to these kind of books, because it's not really romance. There's more I'd say contemporary fiction. I don't really know, but like I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 3.75 because I just don't think it was worth more than that. I think like the characters were well written, and I think were done really well. I just don't know. I don't know, I didn't love it that as much as I loved like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. There was a mention of Daisy Jones and the Six in this, and I nearly screamed in the middle of WHMS, but I did enjoy this book, just not as much as the other ones. Okay, then we read If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Again, this is one that I needed to get off my TBR, and I was very happy that it came off my June TBR, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to get to it this month, I'm definitely going to do it. I don't know how I feel about this book, I really don't. Like, I enjoyed it at moments, and I felt like halfway through the book I started to really feel like I was in the story, and I was like not the character, but like one of her friends or something like that. Sounds so silly to say, but like there was times when I've got into it, but this book just icked me out. I got the ick. I was cringing so much, and I know it's YA, and I know it's based in high school, so what can I expect? But there's certain things, like, there is mental health topics in this, but you barely hear them speak about it. Like, they brush over it so vividly and so quickly. It's like, the answer to this is tablets, take medicine and you'll be fine, you'll be happy again. And it's like her mum goes through mental health. You literally don't hear them talk about it. And you know when you get that point, I'm like, I don't like a book when they brush over mental health. Like, I also don't like it when it just, the chapters are so short but you don't get much of the character story, and I'm like, I'm cringing out so much to this book. I understand why people cry, because when you get to the end of the book, oh my god, it does make you sad. However, I'm not a massive fan. Like, part of me wants to drop the rating down, but I gave it a 3-star. This book, you're following Autumn, who is at high school, and she's got a childhood friend, Finny. Their mums are like best friends. So if you're thinking like, look at that part, you're thinking Kiss and Booth vibes. Apart from the fact that it's the best friend, not the best friend's brother. And then they go to high school, and they're kind of like gone their own ways. They're not really friends anymore. Like, they kind of get on, but they're not like best friends anymore. Autumn has her own group of friends. Finny has his own group of friends. Finny gets a girlfriend called Sylvie. Autumn gets a boyfriend called Jamie. They have their own relationships, their own story. And for the majority of the book, that's what you're following. You're seeing little glimpses of their story, and then when you get to like the last 15% of the book, you're kind of following something completely different. Well, not completely different. You kind of know what's coming. You know what to expect because of what the story is. But I'm not the biggest fan. I gave it, like I said, a 3-star, but I really think I want to lower it to 2.5. I'm not sure. I'm going to wait to maybe the end of the year when I do my end of the year wrap up, and we'll see how I feel. But I just didn't love this book. I don't have much to say about it. I don't know. Then we read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Well, if you've watched the video that came out last week for you, you would have seen I got 30% of the way through. I then finished it in the video that's coming next week for you, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book, like, so much. This book is following Alexis and Daniel. Alexis is a doctor in the Montgomery family, and the Montgomery family are like quite big in the nursing doctor world. And then you got Daniel, who's like a carpenter, who's also like known as the mayor of the city and of Waken, and she gets stuck there because her car kind of gets stuck. So Daniel helps her out, and then she goes to the bar for food and a drink before she drive him back home, and then she gets to know Daniel. They sleep together. She then realises there's a massive age gap, and she's like, I can't do this. And I don't have anything else to say about that because I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I'm not going to lie to you, Alexis annoyed me a lot during the book. There was parts where I was just like, please stop, you're really winding me up now. Like, I just couldn't do it. And then Daniel was like the king of boyfriends. Like, I've said this about a lot of men in books this year, but he is just an ultimate boyfriend. He is everything. I love him, and I want a Daniel in my life, guys. But yeah, I gave this book a 4-star. I think if Alexis didn't annoy me so much, it would have bumped up to 4.5. But I gave it a 4-star. But I really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the outcome. And I do love Abby Jimenez's writing, which is making me so excited for yours truly. Praying we can get that this month for one of our TBR prompts. But who knows. Then we read Powerful. I say we, like, we all read it. I read Powerful. You might have read it as well. Who knows? But I read Powerful. I actually listened to this all as an audiobook. I didn't read it physically. This week was doing a video which is coming out next week, and literally this helped me get through the hours. But honestly, I read this in like a day, as far as I'm aware. It is like a novella. It's not a full book. It's a novella. It is the novella after Powerless, before Reckless. I wasn't going to read it. I need to look, he's been out of the door because I think that he's going to upstairs. No, we're fine. It's the novella in between Reckless. I wasn't going to read it. I was like, I'll just read Reckless, but then everyone was saying how much this is important, and this is such a good book to kind of like, a good filler book, and oh my god, it was. This is Adina's story, basically, and anyone who's read Powerless will know what happens at the end of Powerless to Adina, to know how hard this was actually hitting on people, because honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I enjoyed Powerless. I thought it was written really well. Wouldn't say it's my favourite book, but it was written really well and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4-star. It was done good. it was really good. I was like, oh, it's a novella. It was a cute little novella, but easy. Oh my god, this book. I wanted more. I wanted more of Mac and Adina's story. I wanted to know more. I wanted to see more. I loved it. I honestly understand why people love this novella. I don't know what Laura Roberts puts in her writing, but she does write really well for... I'm pretty sure this is her debut novel, Powerless, and like the fact that the novella in between the main books was done so well. I usually find novellas just like little filler books, they're little quick and easy books to read. This was just like all emotions in one. I loved it and I couldn't recommend it more. I gave it a 4-star. That is high praise for a novella. I don't usually rate novellas higher than 3.5. 4-star for this one. It was so good. Then we read Mile High. This was my book club pick of the month. And I was really worried I wasn't going to actually finish it this month, but I did. I loved it. I did listen to the majority of it as an audiobook, I will be honest. Again, it was just easier, but I am, like, this month I've been really in my audiobook era more than my physical book era. And I'm not complaining, I am enjoying that. But I really enjoyed Mile High. I love this. This follows Sandy and Stevie. Stevie is an air hostess. Sandy is a famous hockey player, and Stevie is being the air hostess, the flight attendant, I should say, for like the hockey team with a bunch of other people, including Indy, who is gonna be the character in Right Move, and you hear about Stevie's brother Ryan Shea, who is the male main character in The Right Move, and I'm very excited. But Xander's has a reputation of being a bad boy, always causing trouble, sleeping around, whilst Stevie is that girl who just doesn't believe that she's never the first choice, so she's always scared of falling for someone, and you follow their relationship, and I absolutely adored this book. I don't know why people didn't enjoy it, and I can understand why people... Actually, I can't understand why. In my head, I can't. But I do... everyone's opinion is their own, and I can accept that. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was written really well. I am so excited for The Right Move. I gave this book a 4-star. I gave it a 4-star, guys. I was expecting to go in and want to DNF it, because a lot of my favourite booktubers have said that they DNF'd this book and read The Right Move and loved it. I was really worried because I was like, I don't want to DNF the book. I want to enjoy it, and I did. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for The Right Move. Again, it's something I hope we can kind of get in this in the next month's TBR. Who knows though? But I really enjoyed this book. I just don't know why it's so thick, but I loved it. And then finally, technically, again, this is another book that when I'm filming this video, I'm not finished, but I am like near the end of it. Like, we've got a small amount left, so it's not like it's going to take me forever. I should finish it today, hopefully. But it is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. Again, this video book is in next week's video, so keep an eye out for that. But this book follows Dante Rosso and Vivian Lau. These two, you see them in Twisted Lies, because Dante is Christian's friend, and you kind of get a glimpse of things, and actually some things that are happening in the book, or have happened in the book. I am really enjoying this book, like seriously loving this book. Like, this is like, right now, if I was to rate it on the 70% I've read, I am giving it 4.75 stars. Like, 4.75 stars. I'm loving this book. Like, I'm enjoying the tension, I'm enjoying the back and forth. It is arranged marriage, false proximity, billionaire romance kind of thing, like all the things I love. Actually, I didn't really think I love false proximity or arranged marriage, because I haven't read many of them. But this, thank you. I am loving it. I love Anna Huang's writing anyway, but I was like, I don't know if I'm going to love this book. But I did. I am, and I'm very excited to finish it, so... I'm going to say for now, based on what I think it is, I think it's going to be a 4.75 stars. Unless it gets better or worse, it's going to be 4.75 stars. And I'm so happy with that. So they are all the books that I actually read this month. So now let's do... 1 second. I'm going to take a drink and a moment, and then we're going to do our TBR prompts. Okay. We are now at the part of the video where we do my TBR prompts. Usually I have my TBR card here, or the card that I use, the anticipated reads book, the card I need to get to basically here, and I'll pick it whilst on the video. Today we're doing something different because I have no space to move it, because I've got all my stuff around because I'm packing to go to New York. I've got a lot of stuff going on. So I was just like, I'm going to pick the prompts and then we're going to go over there and I'll show you the books I picked for each prompt. So I'm going to give this a shake. I've added a few new ones that I printed off, so I'm trying to shake it so they're not all at the top. And then we're going to go in. I think I've got one book I have to read, and again I'm going to try to see if I can get a prompt for that one. If not, we will just add it. But I think because July is a bit of a busier month, I'm only going to pick 6 prompts, because obviously I'm going away and I've got so much happening. So I say so much happening, I don't have much, but the first weekend I'm just going to pick 6 books. So 6 prompts I should say. So the first one is a book with a number in the title. Okay. I already think I know what that's going to be, but we're not going to think about that right now. I don't want to. I don't know. That's one. That's one. Another one is a book you regret buying. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I swapped. I just stressed about those ones. A book you regret buying? Oh, that's a good question. I don't really regret any of my books, if I'm honest with you. Possibly. A thriller or mystery. Okay. Okay, I'm keeping it on there because I think it's a mystery book. We'll find out. A sports romance. We do love a sports romance. This camera already needs charging, that stresses me out. How many is that? Is that 3? 4. We've got 2 more. Enemies to lover trope. Okay. And one more for look. I've got hair on my face. An overhyped book. Okay. When I say an overhyped book, does that mean like a book that could be bad, or just a book that everyone's talked about? Probably that. I'm now going to go pick the books for these prompts, and then I'll come back to you and we'll have a look. And I'll come back to you and show you the books I got. That's what I'm saying. Okay, we are back with the 6 books that we are reading this month. I need to rub my nose. Excuse me. It's really hot. We got 6 books. This was very hard to choose today. Some of them were as well. Like, some of them were like, I don't actually want to choose them, but I have to because they're the only ones that match that prompt. So for the first one, a book with a number in the title, I've chosen Binding 13. I only had this on Keeping 13 on there with a number in the title, so I didn't really have much of a choice. Unless you counted the ones that are like in a series that have the number 2 at the top. Because I could have done that, but I didn't. Because it's not in the title. So we got Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is why I didn't want to pick it, because it is a chunky one. I have got it on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm hoping, not Kindle Unlimited, I bought it on Kindle, so I could technically read it on my Kindle if I wanted to, which is good. I'm thinking this could be the first book I pick up in a month, because then I can read it on the plane, potentially. You see where I'm coming from? Anyway, so that's the first book. We then have an overhyped book, which I picked this up because I really wanted to put it on my TBR anyway for the month, and I was like, it is very hyped up. Everyone hypes about this book, so I think it's worth it, and I really want to get to it now, and it is. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This follows Brianna, who is Alexis from Part of Your World's best friend, so I'm very excited. If I find out that this is a enemies to lovers, I can use something completely different. it's okay. I don't mind. I'm very excited to read this book. I love that because so many people have raved about this book, and I'm like, okay, I need to read it. I need to read this one. Then we've got a thriller or mystery. Now, I don't read many thrillers. I've never read a mystery. And I'll be honest with you, I don't usually tend to read it until like October time. I read The Housemaid for the first time last year for my Halloween video, and that was fine. I've got The Housemaid's Secret, which I want to read, but I didn't put it on a TBR because I'm trying to keep that till October. So we picked up The Good Girl's Guide to Murder because on the back of it, it says it's a thriller. So I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of petrified. But I've heard so many good things about this book. So I really want to get to it. And I'm trying to think of like what video ideas I could do in July. So I can put this in the video. Because I wanted to do Binding 13 in a video, which is why I don't know if it's going to be the first book I read. But we'll see. But we got this. And then for a sports romance, we have actually got my July book club because I put a poll up on my book club on Fable for 4 books between Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher, Yours Truly, Behind the Net, and what was the last one? I need to be quick here, guys. My battery's running out. Come on, Amelia. Oh, and Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy, and Behind the Net 1. So this is my book club pick for July, and I'm so excited because I really want to read this book. I've been wanting to for ages, and I'm so happy to be putting this as my monthly pick. So I should definitely get to this in July. And then we have a book you regret buying. I don't really have many, and this was the only reason I picked this up because it's been on my TBR for ages, and I picked it up because everyone was hyping it up, and then I just never even once thought, okay, I'm going to pick it up. It's not even been one of those ones, it's not been on the forefront of my mind to pick up. So we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. So that's what I'm gonna pop that one. And then finally we've got Enemies to Lovers trope, which is one of my favourite tropes, I will be honest. And I've got By a Thread. So by Lucy Scott. I didn't want to put this on the TBR this month because again it's another chunky book. However, I do love Lucy Scott and it would be nice to read something that's different to her Knock 'Em Out series. I've only read 2 of her books, and that is Things We Can Never Get Over and Things We Hide from the Light. So I kind of want to get a different book of hers off my TBR. So we got the By a Thread by Lucy Scott. So, but that is my TBR for July. That was a bit of a tangent, randomly one. I don't know what that word was. I kind of just went off on a little bit of a tangent, I think. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon with another video. And if you're looking forward to New York content, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you follow my TikToks, make sure you follow my Instagrams, because they're going to be getting spammed with New York content.